Say what you wanted to say, and mean what you wanted to mean.
Hi, I'm Stacey from Music Box on Wines Web Scene, and I'm with Matty from Memphis May Fire.
What up?
How are you?
Doing great.
You enjoying Glasgow?
Yeah, I love it here.
The rain.
Love it.
For those just finding out about Memphis May Fire, can you give your name, the role in band, and a brief history of the band?
Yeah, well, the band started a little over 4 years ago in Dallas, Texas, and had somewhat of a different lineup at the beginning of the band. About a year in, their original vocalist left the band because he had a child and had to attend to that. And so, early on in the band's career, they did, a series of vocal auditions. I think they did maybe 180 auditions or whatever. And through that, I had heard about it, and I was living in Washington State, so I auditioned, not really thinking much of it. Just I loved the track and I wanted to have fun with it, so I brought it in the studio and wrote to it, and it just seemed to click, and they loved it. And I flew to Texas the next week to jam with them, and just the rest is history. I moved to Dallas with my wife and joined the band, and been in the band ever since. And then our bassist Corey joined the band, shortly after that. And ever since then, we've just been touring really hard. And we had kind of a rough streak when, with the newer members in the band. Sometimes the music industry kind of shuns you for, member changes and stuff, because they worry that you can't come back from it. But not only do we come back from it, but we are so far beyond, what the band ever thought they would be able to do. And, just really happy to be here and be in Glasgow playing shows.
So it's all worked out for the best then?
Sorry?
It's all worked out for the best.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
And your album Challenger was released a few months back. How do you think your sound has progressed from your previous releases to this one?
Well, honestly, I think every record that we do progresses exponentially. We did a record called Sleepwalking on Trustkill Records a while back, and then from there we had a lot of time to work on a new record and write and stuff, because we were switching labels. And when we signed to Rise, we put out The Hollow, and which was our first effort at becoming the band that we knew we could be, our full potential as a band. And during that cycle, a lot of kids really latched on, and our fan base grew a lot during that cycle. And then when we went in to do Challenger, we were like, we don't want to write a record that's like The Hollow. We don't want to write a record that's like Sleepwalking. We want to write, a new record, and use all the inspiration and the things that we've learned as artists and as people, over the past year, to put out a record that we're really proud of. And so we just went into it wanting to write a record that we loved, and that's what we did. And I think that shows our progression as artists and as people, and people like the record, so we're stoked.
Challenger debuted at number 16 in the Billboard charts. Did you ever expect it to reach that far up the charts?
Yeah, no. We honestly, when we put it out, we had expectations, and just like anybody does, but we had no idea how well the record was going to do. It was Rise Records' biggest first week release of all time. We were just mind boggled by that, because some of us grew up listening to Rise bands and stuff. So I think we were really happy, and like I said in a previous interview, we really owe that charting and the first week numbers to our fans, because without them it's impossible. And I don't say that as a cliche thing. It's not many people buy music anymore, and for us to have a fan base that still does that, we are so blessed, so thankful, and we're going to keep writing music for kids as long as they care.
Awesome. The band have been consistent with releases, pretty much something coming out every year. Will you be taking a couple of years before releasing after the Challenger, or
I think Rise wants us to cycle on Challenger as long as possible, but we don't want to. We've never had a problem writing music. It's always just naturally flowed, and Kellin and I write so well together, and the two of us write, our records. So, I think we'll be ready to do another record a year after Challenger came out, and I think that we would love to do that. It's probably realistically going to be more like 15 to 16 months from the release date of Challenger. But yeah. So.
Kellin Quinn from Sleeping with Sirens does guest vocals on one of the tracks, Miles Away. What made you decide on Kellin to appear on the album?
Well, dang, he's my best friend in the whole world. I love that dude so much. We've done multiple tours together, and gotten really close over the course of those, just because we're really similar personality-wise, but we also have really similar home situations. He's in you know, like a solid relationship and has a baby girl at home, and I've been married for 6 years, and so we're both extremely committed to our music, but equally as committed to our home life and the people that mean the most to us back home. And so having that connection, it really made sense for him to be on Miles Away, because that's what that song is about. But at the same time, whether we did that song or not, we would have had him on the record just because I love him. So that's it.
It's always good. There's been a few lineup changes, most recently with Ryan leaving. Did you ever think Memphis May Fire would disband after that, or did it make the band stronger with the band coming with leaving?
No, I mean, I don't want to sound, you know, like egotistical or I guess like rude by any means, but no, Ryan was never a foundation in the band, you know, ever since it started. I mean, he was one of the original members, and for that we respect him. Great dude, great musician. But like I mentioned earlier in the interview, Kellin writes all of our instrumentals, and I write all of our vocals. So, you know, our current lineup we love so much, and everybody does their part, and they do an amazing job at it. But as far as member changes go, it's not as big of a deal for us as it is for some other bands. And with Ryan leaving, we never saw even a hiccup at all.
Oh, we're following this. We caught a quick glimpse of you running while we were running the press room at Toronto Warp Tour. How did the band survive the massive storm that blew through Toronto, and how did the rest of the Warp Tour go? Oh
man, it was insane. That honestly, what's crazy is that show was my favorite Warp date of all summer, and it's crazy because it wasn't even in America, you know? But I think everybody pretty much packed up and brought everything back to their buses or shut down merch areas. Everything was flooded. The whole fairgrounds was chaos. And so we thought it was all canceled, and then they just started it back up, and I thought that was really cool. But no, I mean, when you go into Warped, you hear so many horror stories and things from bands that have done it in the past. There's like, Warped is, you know, it's a different beast. It's not like any other tour, and it's very true. It's long days, hot days, outdoor shows, you know, like press, signings, stuff like that, that even though you do have similar duties on, you know, club tours, it's just so much more strenuous on Warped. So, you know, we just knew that there was going to be days like that, and we got through it and continued on, hoping that there wouldn't be another one like that. And, you know, there wasn't too many stormy days, so we were thankful.
Oh, good. For those of you who haven't seen you live yet, what can they expect from your live shows, especially this one? Will it be mostly old songs or new songs, or a good mix?
As far as the set list goes, it's a good mix of, you know, between the Hollow and Challenger. And if we do a headliner, we'll incorporate even older stuff. But, you know, like with our shorter sets, we like to put our best foot forward. And when we're playing for people that may not have heard of us, or playing for fans that are fairly new, it just doesn't make sense to play a lot of the older stuff, you know? So we will on headliners, because I know we'll have fans from every spectrum there. As of now and as of late, we have been just, you know, 50-50 between the Hollow and Challenger. And throughout the year, I think our set list will become more Challenger heavy. So, but as far as the actual live performance, I mean, we always give 100%. We like to recreate our albums as a live show. You know, it's like we don't ever want to like use any cop-outs, just like backtracks and stuff. Obviously, electronics and 808s, things like that, sit in the backtrack like anybody does. But you know, like vocals are 100% real. Guitars, drums are 100% real. We don't play any games with our live show. You know, everything's real and everything has been practiced a lot, and we like to showcase that. So,
looking forward to it. What is next in line for Memphis May Fire?
Right after this, we go back to America. We're home for a couple days, and we start a tour with Asking Alexandria, As LA Dying, and Suicide Silence, which is going to be huge. Probably our biggest American tour yet. And so we're really looking forward to that tour. Right after that, we are going to go to Soundwave in Australia.
I'm so jealous of the Australians for that. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome. And we've got 2 other full U.S. tours planned. Actually, as of now, we have 3 more full U.S. tours planned that I can't talk about yet. But a lot of touring in the future. Yeah.
Do you have anything you'd like to say to those watching to wrap this up?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I know our records aren't as commonly found out here as they are in America. Maybe you have to dig for it, but please do. Go pick it up and check it out. We're really proud of it, and it seems like the people that have picked it up really enjoy it, and so we want everyone to get a taste. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Say what you wanted to say, and mean what you wanted to mean.